Welcome. I've lived here for a while. Like, in fact, one time when I still lived in Virginia here, I lived with my parents and my grandfather. It was like I was in a convalescent home. Like, it was comical, like, oh, there was a toilet situation, we all got the norovirus, it was fun. It was good times. All right, let's see, let's go on to my next thing here. Okay, so when I was growing up, I loved information. Like, I was the type of person who hung out in the library. I knew what microfiche film was, and I know how card catalogs work. And this meant, like, when Google came along, I was like, hell yeah, I don't have to go anywhere anymore to know things. I get to stay here away from all the humans. But recently, one of the things, I continue to like to learn things, and one of the things I recently learned about is hyenas. And hyenas have a matriarchal society. Pretty dope, right? And you're like, how did this happen? And it's because the females in the society have pseudo-dicks. They have like little fleshy tubes just protecting their vaginas. And of course, when I found out about this, I was like, how can I get one? Because I was like, I want me a built-in anti-rape device. Like, how can I get this? And I am here today to tell you guys how. So what you have to do is you have to have some habits, okay? You have to grow the fupa, that fat over pushy ratio area, because that's what's going to save your ass. Because when you go down low, that fupa is protecting you. Like, I'm wearing underpants right now. You can't see my vagina because my fupa is covering it like Homer Simpson right now. You can see nothing. And also, like, I'm disabled when I have this cane, and people, like, they see me and they're like, oh, she's a mark. And one of my, like, favorite fantasies is, like, beating the shit out of somebody and chasing them off with my cane. And they're like, get the fuck away from me! And then, like, the people, like, coming across the situation thinking I'm the mugger, but actually, I was the, what would-be victim. Let's see. So I'm going to take it down a notch here to tell you guys this story, which is about 9 months ago, I wanted to kill myself. And I went to the ER. And you think the day you want to commit suicide, that should be the worst thing that happens to you that day, right? Not true for me. Mm-hmm. I got to the ER and started my period. And they let me choose the channel. And I chose the Game Show Network thinking it was going to be safe. And instead, I bled out of my vagina for 7 hours to Steve Harvey's mustache. Yeah, good times. And again, you think that's probably all that's going to happen to her that's bad for this, right? That should be topped out. Not true. I got up to the hospital floor, and I could not have tampons in the mental health hospital. And I was already, like, suicidal, okay? So, like, pretty freaking mad. I pulled the nurse off, told him he didn't have a vagina, so he didn't get to decide what happened with mine. And then I ran back to my room and wrote this joke with a golf pencil. And I was like, how am I gonna kill myself with tampons? What am I gonna, like, toxic shock trigger myself to death? I'm just gonna, like, shove, like, 5 tampons in my vagina? And that's how I'm gonna die? And when I told it to my sister when I got out of the hospital, she said to me, I would tell nobody you died that way. And now my sister's actually in this room right now, and that's the evidence, by the way, that your punchline is a better laugh than mine. And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here on this last little thing, which was about 3 months ago. A lot of my stuff is about diseases, sorry. A few months ago, I was on my way to a Tinder date, and I found out that I had HPV. And normal people find out they have an STD, and they're like, oh my gosh, society, I have to tell people. And I was like, fuck yeah, I have HPV. And the reason for my enthusiasm is I have had herpes since I was 20. I have been on, like, socially unacceptable STD island for 15 years. And now I'm on socially acceptable STD island with HPV. Probably with everyone in this room. And if you didn't laugh at that joke, that's okay. You have HPV, go to your doctor. I don't pay anything. Thanks so much.